Hey everyone, welcome to Stampley's Backyard Barbecue. I'm Steve Stampley. Today I'm going to show you how I like to do pork ribs out on the smoker, as well as a pretty simple bean recipe that we call bootlegger beans. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so to season these, pretty simple. I just go with plain yellow mustard as a binder, kosher salt, and coarse black pepper, and then I'm using Killer Hogs, the barbecue rub seasoning today. You can use whatever barbecue rub you want, make your own, store-bought, don't matter. I'm just a real big fan of Killer Hogs. I think they did a good job with it, so I'm going to stick to it. A little mustard goes a long way. Again, you're just using it as a binder. It's not going to affect flavor. You're not using it for flavor, just to help the rub stick. Alright, so our fire is up to temp. Smoker is ready for the ribs, and before I throw them on, I just wanted to show you how pretty this looks. Once you let the rub and the seasoning just kind of melt into the ribs, it almost forms almost like a baste or a sauce on it just by itself. So, alright, fire's ready. Riding just a little over 275, and that's okay. It'll calm down for me opening it here and putting the meat on. When you put ribs on a smoker, you want to kind of push them together. They're going to cook however you lay them. So as you smush them together, that meat's going to get a little bit fatter, give you a better bite when it comes time to eat. So I'm going to let these run for about 2 hours before we check on them again. And we'll see you then. All right, we're about a little over an hour into the cook, but I wanted to go ahead and show how they're looking and how I kind of decide when it's time to give them a spray. They're not ready to be wrapped yet, but they are looking a little dry, so I just want to kind of show you all what that looks like. So we'll open it up here. And before I ever spray, the first thing I like to do is just take my finger and run it across. As you can see, there's none of the rub is coming off. It's set. It's where we want it. So I just got some apple cider vinegar in my little sprayer here, and we're just gonna kind of moisten them up, just make sure their tops aren't drying out. Just kind of adjust that a little bit. All right, for the bootlegger beans, it's a pretty simple recipe. I've actually cut the recipe in half since it's just a few of us eating tonight. Usually I do 2 cans of beans, or 2 cans of each set of beans, 2 cans of pork and beans, 2 cans of ranch style beans. Today I'm just doing 1 can of each. Got some cut up bacon and about a third of a pretty large onion cut up. First thing we're going to do is dump our cut up bacon into our cast iron. What we're basically going to do is cook this, but not to the point of being crispy, just before it gets crispy. Alright, I got my bacon about where I want it, so I'm going to go ahead and add our onions. Again, it's about a third of a fairly large onion. If I was doing a full bean recipe, it'd be about a half of an onion. And we're just going to let these cook down, let them sweat, get nice and caramelized, mix in with the bacon fat, and then we'll add in our beans once those are cooked down a little bit. Alright, I got my onions pretty close to where I want them at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and add our beans. We've got the ranch style beans. And then the pork and beans. We're a little over 2.5 hours in, and I think we're good to wrap. So let's take a look at them. What you're looking for at this point, got a lot of bendability to them. Starting to see a little bit of pullback on the bones. Got to set them down. Some of these parts along the bones I'm going to go ahead and pick off. And we're going to go ahead and bring them inside and wrap them. And they'll go another 40 minutes to an hour on the smoker. 2 layers of foil here. I've got I spread out some dark brown sugar, and I got 3 pads of butter. And basically what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of the barbecue rub into this. Don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. As well as some honey. Alright, and then we're going to take the ribs and we're going to place them meat side down. And go ahead and wrap them. And the reason you do 2 layers of foil is those bones are notorious for poking a hole. You want to kind of make this somewhat easy for you to reopen, at least if you're doing it the way I do it, because it just makes life easier when it comes time to check the internal temperature of them. Alright, and then we will take these, place them back on the smoker. Alright, so we've got our ribs back on the smoker. Go ahead and added the beans. At this point the ribs aren't going to take on any smoke at all because they're wrapped in the aluminum foil, but I'm going to continue cooking with wood because I want the beans to get some hickory smoke on them. So I'll shut up and go ahead and close these up and see y'all back in about 45 minutes to an hour. I've got them back inside, and basically all I'm doing is a 50-50 blend of vinegar-based barbecue sauce and a sweet tomato-based barbecue sauce. I'm using Killer Hogs just because I use the rub, and why not use their barbecue sauce. Bless you, Malachi. There's a lot of sneezing in my videos, I gotta be honest. Alright, so back out at the smoker. Beans are looking pretty damn good. Cheers. Yeah, that doesn't suck.
Cheers. Yeah, that's good stuff.